you're elected in 2018, and take your seat in 2019. What are your first three major pieces of legislation you want to work on?
I'll go first?
Yeah, thank you.
Well, first I have a primary. So I hope those who are voting in the primary will vote starting on Thursday, April 19th. Early voting starts in our Democratic primary. I'm a Democratic candidate. Voting starts on May the 8th. So I do hope that people will consider where we stand compared to where my challenger stands, which I don't know where he stands, but I hope they'll look into that. I think the top three priorities are what I've heard within our district. And those are infrastructure. It's a very, very big issue within our district, especially after Hurricane Matthew. Our district covers South Charlotte all the way to Bladen. There are still about 60 families in Robeson County that are living in hotels because of Hurricane Matthew. And that is 2 years have passed since then. We have crumbling bridges, we have crumbling roads, we have a port in Wilmington that is not deep enough to export our products internationally. 70% of what we trade in our district is from county to county. The reason we cannot increase that to lower that level is because our infrastructure is so poor. If you want to trade products internationally, you have to go through Charleston. And so we need to focus on our infrastructure here in our region in North Carolina. That is one of the issues that will help our rural areas, help our farmers, but also help commerce in neighbor areas. The second issue is immigration. We've got to pass responsible immigration reform. I would be one of the first persons that would support legislation that would pass immigration reform, because until we can get that passed, we will continue to have security issues, we will continue to have issues within our communities, and we will also continue to have, we need some settlement to that, something to that. The third one is to making sure that we protect our public education system. Under the current administration, we have a secretary who does not believe in public education. Her view is to dismantle public education. Well, public education in our rural areas is very, very important. It is what I call it is public education in our rural areas is where people can go and have a level playing field. No matter what zip code you come from, when you go to public education, you compete with everyone equally, and we need to focus on public education. So those are three issues. There are many issues, like 16 issues that are important, I think, we've heard along the road. But just within the last year or so, those seem to be the issues. And this is what's really important. I'm going to go over my time a little bit. No. President 45, I truly believe, is for these issues. And I truly believe with a Democratic Congress, when we flip the House, that he's willing to work with a Democratic Congress over a Republican Congress. And regardless of what I think about President 45, which I don't always think very highly of, all he cares about is his name is on the bill. So there is a lot of legislation I think that he will support if we, he's talked about infrastructure, he's talked about public education, he's talked about some other issues, that if we will approach him and provide legislation that we will give his name to it, I don't care if it's called the Trump Public Education Act, I don't care as long as it gets passed. And that's, I think, where the Democratic Congress will differ from a Republican Congress, is the Republican Congress is so obstructive. They're still have a hangover from obstructing Obama for 8 years. They don't really know how to negotiate with President 45.